Here is why you are a healer. And it's not the reason you think, okay? Many of us in our childhoods, okay, we have this dynamic, okay? Picture this in your mind. When you were a child, right, you were constantly surrounded by people who were unregulated, where their nervous systems were unregulated. They did not know how to calm themselves down or how to regulate their emotions, right? And because of that, they were either angry all the time or they were really just unstable in their mind, in their body, with their emotions, okay? They were unpredictable, right? They were unpredictable. 1 minute they would be laughing, right? And the next they would be having an outburst. And then they would be laughing and happy again. You had a childhood where you were constantly being shown hot or cold, hot or cold. Oh, I love you. Oh, I hate you. Oh, you've done something wrong. They will flood you with explosions of anger, of outbursts, and then flood you with love and safety. And you learned unpredictability. You constantly walked on eggshells. You were constantly unstable in yourself because they were unstable, right? And so you were unregulated. And in those moments where they were unpredictable, when their emotions were flying off the walls, hitting you, the only way you knew how to protect yourself was to try and calm them down, was to try and regulate them, was to try and not be the problem. And how you did that was you watered yourself down, you hid, you kept away from them, you stopped speaking, you became quiet, you made yourself smaller because that was your way of trying to not get them to react, to be angry. Because when they reacted, it was always your fault. It was always pushed out onto you. So whenever they were emotional, you got hurt. You were unsafe. You were in danger. So from a very young age, you learned to dodge the bullets. And you learned that, okay, it's my job to regulate them. I'm the reason they're upset, that they're unregulated, that they're crazy. You made it your job to regulate them. You made it your job to fix them. So whenever they were having a meltdown, you naturally tried to make it better, to fix it in whatever way you knew how at that very young age. You tried to fix it in the ways you knew how. And oftentimes that was belittling yourself. It was watering yourself down because you were the reason. You thought it was your fault. And how that shows up now is you take it on yourself to fix people. You take it on yourself to heal people. You take it on yourself to regulate others. When you were a child, you never learned how to regulate yourself. You never learned how to put yourself first. You never learned how to be aware of your emotions or how you felt. Because the people around you were always unsafe. They were always unpredictable, insane, unregulated. So at that time, the only threat was the people around you. So that was what you focused on. You focused on others. You never focused on yourself or how you felt, right? So now you are not in touch with yourself. You are not in touch with your emotions. You are not in touch with your nervous system. You abandon yourself. You neglect yourself. Because when you were a child, the only danger or threat was the people around you, right? So naturally now, you take care of others more than you take care of yourself. You try and heal others more than you try to heal yourself. And you are always trying to fix others. Because it may not be family anymore. It may be friends, it may be a partner, it may be strangers even. But I've noticed this pattern within myself as well. If these people are emotional, okay, when they're having this emotional meltdown sort of thing, I feel unsafe in my body. I feel unregulated. And I noticed how that is a trigger from when I was a child. And I now see these new people as that person in the past. And I look at these new people now and I'm going, oh, they're going to explode. They're going to explode. I'm about to be in danger. I'm about to be hurt. So you naturally step into your people-pleasing ways, into your healer ways, and you try and fix it. You try and calm down the flames. You try to kill the bomb. And you instinctively try and fix it, to try and help them, to fix them, to heal them. Because as soon as they're emotional, you're unsafe, you're afraid, you're in danger. Because you learn from a young age that emotion is danger. Emotion is danger. And you have become this anxious carer. You are not a carer because you are compassionate or have empathy or sympathy. You are not a carer because you care about them. You are a carer because you are afraid. When I look at the past, in the moments where I most felt like I needed to help someone, the only emotions I felt in those moments were fear. When I look back at my childhood, in those moments of explosion, of danger, of unsafety, I didn't care how they felt. I didn't care how they were. I wasn't compassionate. I wasn't sympathetic. The only thing that I felt in those moments was fight or flight. Was I'm in danger. I'm going to be hurt. You are not a carer because you are a good person, because you have compassion and you want to help people. It was something you were traumatized into doing when you were a child. Because that is your way of survival. That is how you've learned how to survive, is fixing other people because they were the danger. And even now that you are out of those environments, you still repeat that pattern. You still repeat it. You still do. You were traumatized, okay? You are a people pleaser because you were traumatized. It is trauma. It is survival. It is because of fear. And many people who have had these childhoods, who have had these backgrounds, take roles of the nurturer, the healer, the peacemaker. And yes, it is a traumatic pattern. It is a trauma pattern. But many times we experience those experiences, those childhoods, for a reason. And many times, even after we've healed these patterns, these traumatic bonds, we still take the role of the healer. But it no longer is from a place of fear and survival. It then becomes compassion, empathy. Oh, I want to make a difference. You are not doing it because you are in fear anymore. Notice the pattern. And the really sad thing is that emotions now scare us because of what we've experienced, right? Emotions terrify us. And when we become an adult and we struggle emotionally, we can't regulate ourselves. We can't fix ourselves because we don't know how. Because we always learned how to prioritize others. Okay? But when we have an emotional meltdown, we instinctively go back into that survival, into that I'm in danger. And your inner child, right? Your inner child then sees yourself as that person in the past. And your inner child is looking at you now, going, I'm that adult. And you naturally want to escape yourself, to run away, because you now scare yourself. Your body thinks you are going to hurt yourself, that you are going to hurt you, because your body sees you as that outside person who is about to explode. The belief, okay, I'm going to tell you the beliefs that these have created. Emotions are not safe. It is my responsibility to heal other people, to fix other people, because they make me unsafe. Those are the core beliefs that you have developed, right? And that's why you are a people pleaser. That is why you can't let people go. That is why even after they've hurt you, they've bitten you, they've ruined you, you still help them. Because naturally your body doesn't know any other way. You don't know any other way. You naturally go back to what is familiar. You don't know any way else of being. Because your whole life you have been given that role of the fixer, the nurturer, the healer. Right? But now you have abandoned yourself. You have neglected yourself. And you are not a healer to yourself. You're not. Okay, emotions are safe. Emotions are safe. You are not going to harm yourself. You are not going to hurt yourself. Your emotions are safe. Your emotions are safe. When you are feeling a little too emotional, when you are having this panic attack, when emotions come up, I need you to take a deep breath and remind your body that you are safe. That you are safe. That you are not in fight or flight. That you are not in survival. Because our body has learned that when emotions come up, we need to be on guard. even if it is your own emotions. Okay? That's why you have panic attacks when you cry. That's why you can't be present in your body, and that's why you don't remember a lot of your life. Because your body is in survival and you don't even realize it. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. These emotions will not harm me. I need you to tell yourself that. In your mind, picture your inner child. Okay, picture your younger self that endured all those experiences. And I want you to say to them that you are safe, that they are safe, and that it is okay for them to feel emotions. You have abandoned yourself, and it is not fair on you. It was not fair on you. What you had to do to survive, what they put on you was not fair. It is not fair. And now what you put on yourself isn't fair either. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not healthy. You cannot heal when you are empty. You cannot. You cannot heal when you are empty. You cannot heal when you are unregulated. Your only responsibility is yourself. And this is this rewiring thing that many of us now have to do. Okay, because we have to rewire our brain to not care about other people. We have to rewire our brain to not care. Because when we don't care, there's that unsafety, there's that danger, and we need to remind ourselves that it is safe to not care, that it is safe to not nurture other people. They are not our responsibility. They are not your responsibility. Their outbursts are not your fault. Their emotions are not your fault. Their unregulated nervous system is not your fault. I need you to tell yourself that. I want you to start seeing yourself as the danger. When there's danger, we are naturally called to fix it, right? I need you to see yourself as that bomb that is about to go off, and that if you don't fix it, nurture it right now, you're going to end. I want you to see yourself as that. See yourself as the person that needs help, as the person that needs safety, as the person that needs regulating. See yourself as the biggest danger, because the biggest danger is always the most important thing to fix, right? So when you see yourself as the biggest danger, you are not going to focus on other people, you are going to focus on yourself. I need you to focus on yourself. I need you to regulate your own nervous system, because then when somebody else goes off, okay, when somebody else goes off or has a meltdown or has a breakdown or lashes out, your body is going to be in the state of safety. of security, right? You are going to be secure in your body because your nervous system is now regulated. It now feels safe because you have told it to feel safe. And you are not going to get triggered by emotion, by other people's emotion. And your natural instinct won't then be, okay, let me help, let me help. You won't be triggered. Okay, I need you to tell your nervous system it is okay to be safe. And that is not something that happens easily. It is not something that just happens. But even reminding yourself that you are safe does everything. It does everything. And it takes so much weight off of you. It is not your fault. It is not your responsibility. You are safe. You are not in danger and you are secure. Remember that you are safe. Remember that you are your own carer. It is not your job to heal other people. You become so afraid when you abandon other people, but you are not afraid when you abandon yourself. Start seeing unsafety in abandoning yourself, not other people. It is trauma. It's trauma. And our body holds that trauma. Release it from your body. Meditate, breathe, reassure yourself, affirmations. You can reteach yourself. And it starts from those little reminders, from the awareness, from the realization. You are a good person and you are a healer, but it has to stop being from a place of fear.